Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, CHS River Plains, First Dakota National Bank, Shane's Pharmacy, and Missouri River Dentistry.
To Terwilliger, she'll spin, kicks it back over. Taylor pulls up for three. That's buried by Graceland Taylor. She's got the Governors up by 6. Taylor's got 5 points.
And by Kruger Contracting, Edward Jones Financial, Lamb Motors, Owyhee Federal Credit Union, Todd's Electric, and the South Dakota Office of Attorney General Division of Consumer Protection.
Rebound tipped around and is going to be grabbed by the Golden Eagles. They go down the floor with 7 seconds to go. Pass for Fritz, lost the handle of the ball. It's grabbed by Gibb with 2 seconds to go. The time will run out, and the Governors will win it 53-51.
And now to the booth we go for Pierre Governor basketball.
Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Pierre Governors Basketball on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. As the legendary John Denver once said, take me home to the place I belong. And tonight we are back at home in the capital city as your Pierre Governors boys basketball team plays host to the Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders in the final home game of the regular season. Welcome inside the broadcast area. My name is Dylan Simmons, and welcome to the capital city where the regular season reaches a fever pitch tonight for your Pierre Governors. Pierre is still trying to shake off the wounds from a disappointing 78-64 loss on the road to Jefferson on Tuesday, and they are hoping that tonight can serve both as redemption and re-energization as they approach the inevitable SODAC 16 coming up next week. Tonight, though, in order to get back on the horse, they will have to endure a rough ride against Roosevelt. Sioux Falls Roosevelt enters the game at 8-11 overall, but much like Jefferson, their record is somewhat deceiving. They have been able to contend with great teams all year long and have shaken off an 0-5 start to become potential contenders. Led by their multi-time state champion coach Mitch Pregame, this team is not easily deterred, and they will provide a challenging test for your Pierre Governors tonight. This promises to be a true dust-up for the ages. Now, Pierre enters this game with a record of 6-12 overall and are looking to get their second win over Roosevelt in recent years. They've lost 5 of the last 6 since Pregame took over and have struggled to limit their offense on several occasions. The Govs will also be looking to replicate the defensive form they had against Mitchell rather than against Jefferson this past Tuesday when they ended up losing that game by giving up 78 points. And by the way, while I'm talking, folks, dramatic JV game just came to an end. Pierre able to get a 64-63 win in JV action. It was a pretty dramatic game, and just wanted to mention that briefly because it was an exceptional game happening right in front of me. So congrats, Pierre, on already getting one big win tonight. But back to our pregame show, Roosevelt is a team that, much like Pierre, struggled against some of their better contenders, but has shown up against teams below 500. They are 2-9 against teams above it and 6-2 against teams below it. They also have a calling card that they can rely on. They are 6-1 in games in which they score 60-plus points per game. If they reach that mark tonight, it could be tough for Pierre. So tradition says that if Roosevelt can get above 60 points, they will find a way to win. But you know what we say about trends and patterns, they don't always hold up. Now, Pierre's lone win against Roosevelt came back in 2023 when the Govs defeated Pegame's squad by a score of 56-46 at home. Roosevelt will be looking for their first win in this venue since 2021. These two teams are also not separated by much in the standings. Roosevelt currently number 11 in the standings, and they would match up with Spearfish if the season ended today. Pierre number 14, and they would play against the third-seeded Harrisburg Tigers. And all of that still up for grabs as this final weekend of regular season basketball begins to commence. We'll also have an eye, or rather keep an eye, on all scores taking place across South Dakota AA basketball tonight. So keep it locked right here on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel for all the latest in South Dakota AA basketball action and this game here tonight. When we come back, we'll hear from the head coach of the Roosevelt boys basketball team, Mr. Mitch Pregame, will talk to us. That and more coming up in 3 minutes right here on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Back in 3.
Larry Fry Heating and
Cooling has a new name. Kruger Climate Systems has acquired Larry Fry Heating and Cooling, but it's still the same great service. Your friend Larry Fry is still a manager, and his dedication to providing you with outstanding service remains unwavering. The same quality products and services you have come to expect from Larry Fry Heating and Cooling will continue under the new leadership of Kruger Climate Systems. You can still reach us at 605-224-9548 or email us at ryan@krugercontracting.com. Kruger Climate Systems, your certified Trane and Mitsubishi dealer in Central South Dakota.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Has it been years since you've been to the dentist? Are you afraid to see a dentist? If so, you are among many people who feel this way. Hi, I am Dr. Michelle Hofer of Missouri River Dentistry. At our office, we pride ourselves as an office that uses a personal touch to offer gentle dentistry, tailored to fit each patient's needs. We do so by utilizing state-of-the-art equipment and methods which allow the patients to feel comfortable. So whether it has been many years or 6 months since your last dental visit, your oral health is important. We invite you to call us at Missouri River Dentistry, 223-2021, 223-2021.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the costs throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back, the sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up all online. New or used, shop for it all online anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
Welcome back here on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Dylan Simmons here, and I'm joined by the head coach of the Roosevelt boys basketball team, Mr. Mitch Pregame. Coach, thank you for joining me. First question, your team has responded well in this latter part of the year after an 0-5 start to the season to rebound with an 8-6 stretch. How do you think your team has improved throughout the course of this season?
Yeah, it's like I just got telling the other gentleman, it's been the first month, I think, was really trying to figure out who we really were. A bunch of new guys, new faces, and trying to get them all to kind of play together and trust each other. And on top of that, you're playing a tough schedule. And so I think once we got through that December into January, we started to make some strides. And I feel like the last month we've really kind of figured it out. And we've been in a lot of games that we've played in the last month and a half, and so that's encouraging. But now is the time to be playing your best, and I feel like we're kind of inching closer. But we know we're gonna have a tough test tonight.
Certainly. Now, looking at tonight's game, what does your opponent tonight do well that you guys are looking to limit or subdue in this one?
Well, they got two really good basketball players, and starts with Dawson Getz, and he shoots a high percentage from the perimeter. And it's as high as I've seen amongst the AA board this year. And so we know we have to contain him and limit him. He's been playing varsity basketball for several years. And then on top of him, you got the Olsen kid who's averaging 15 a game and can get in the paint whenever he wants. And he's going to be tough to guard as well. So we know we have to guard extremely well. but that's every night too. We've had to do that every single night, but these two in particular we have to hone in on, and we just got to be solid with the rest of their guys. They're solid, they're physical. I've watched a lot of film, and we have to be prepared to play well tonight.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that matchup tonight, Coach. Now, I'm always curious about Coach's mentality entering a road environment. What is the mentality for your team in this kind of setting, and how does that impact the way they approach the game, or does it impact the way they approach the game?
Absolutely. Anytime you go into someone else's house, it's always a tougher game, right? You're in new surroundings. You're playing in an opposing team's gym with their fans, and you have little fans, and so like I think for us this year, it's really just we've been on the road a lot. We've played in a lot of opposing teams' gyms, and so I feel like to us, like we kind of have an understanding of what that feels like now. But like I told you before, we're into March here tomorrow, and we know wherever we play, we're trying to play our best. And so, like I said, tonight's no easy matchup. We've been here plenty of times, and this is going to be a battle. And I'm excited to see it, and I'm just looking for a team that can play for 32 minutes tonight and try to put a complete basketball together.
Yeah, expanding on what you just talked about, it almost seems like you're approaching this as a postseason game, like a preview to the SODAC 16.
Absolutely. I mean, it's very, very similar. And so, for us, we're going to be on the road regardless next week. But, my focus right now, obviously, is just trying to focus in on Pierre and get this team to play, like I said, consistent basketball. That's been a big thing for us, where we've been ups and downs, and we've lost some games because we couldn't finish or we didn't play a good quarter. But I think we're starting to get there, and I hope we can do that again tonight.
Yeah. Now, what would a win tonight do for you guys at this stage in the season?
I just think, again, we're all out here to compete to win basketball games, and I think for us that's just been our message is we're trying to go 1-0 every night. That's our only focus. But to get a win on the road, in end of February, last day of February, and to put yourself in a position for the Sweet 16 game, I think there's a lot. You go into it with a win, you build some confidence, but more importantly, it's just you go on the road and a long bus trip for kids. They got out of school early, and they've been on a bus for 3.5 hours, and so there's no easy task. It's gonna be a battle for us, and we know that we have to play well.
State championship level insight, Coach. Thank you so much, and good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
We're right back on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel in 3.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Rev up your drive with Capital City Ford in Pierre. Dive into our impressive lineup of Ford vehicles, from sleek sedans to robust trucks. At Capital City Ford, we're not just about selling cars, we're about crafting exceptional experiences. Our knowledgeable staff is here to assist you in finding the perfect Ford that suits your lifestyle and budget. Visit us today and let us evaluate your driving experience with Capital City Ford.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Becky Potsaba and State Farm Insurance are here to help you with your insurance and banking needs. State Farm's not just insurance. It's banking, investments, IRAs, loans, and a whole lot more. We offer guidance in a personal and caring way that helps you manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and find ways to control costs so you can realize your dreams. We know how life is, and we're here for you. Stop in to see Becky at 1315 East Wells Avenue in Pierre, or call Becky at 224-4173.
Welcome back here on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Dylan Simmons here, and I'm joined by Brianna Kustler, head coach of the Pierre Governors boys basketball team. Coach, let's get right into it. Looking back to Tuesday's game in Sioux Falls against Jefferson, tough loss to be sure. But what did you and the team reflect on over the last few days, and how are you guys going to use what you've learned from that in tonight's game?
I think it's just having a sense of urgency regardless of an opponent and regardless, not taking for granted any opportunity that we get to step on the floor. And I felt like early on maybe we were taking it a little bit for granted, or we just weren't ready to go like we have been against good opponents. And so, that's something that we got back to work with and making sure that we're not overlooking anybody, that every game matters moving forward. And regardless of win, loss, whatever it is, it matters to be improving. And I felt like we made some improvements there throughout the game and made some adjustments. But I mean, big credit to Jefferson. They were shooting lights out there for a while, but it's still certainly something that just taking pride in. I'm gonna get this stop. We're gonna do this together. And I felt like our second half performance was a lot better than what we had the first half. It was just a little too far gone at that point.
Now, with this being one of the last regular season games of the year, how do you think your team has improved and developed themselves this season, both on and off the court?
Naturally, we've been a little bit outsized, and I know it's so cliche, but what we lack in size, we've made up for in our heart and our hustle and that passion of just competing with one another. We've got awesome kids in the program, and they've just continued to stay the course, and that's not easy to do when you have 6 wins on the season. We've competed in a lot of games. We've lost some close ones, and we've put up really good fights against some really top opponents, and they haven't gotten that reward just yet of beating that one of those top opponents, but they've trusted the process, and we believe that we're going to get it when it matters, and that's something that's got to start tonight, and making that change and controlling the game, being able to, from the tip-off to the end of the game, getting that complete effort from everybody that's included.
Yeah, you mentioned passion. They have been passion personified this season for sure. Now with Roosevelt, they have a very experienced state championship winning coach. What does he bring to the table, and what kind of coaching matchup does that create for you tonight?
Yeah, Coach Pregame does a really good job with his crew, and they've had different. Every year you find a different crew, and you've got kids that graduate, but he always seems to find a way to get a team that is prepared at the end of the season, and they're going to be ready to go today. This is a little bit more of a travel road trip for them than outside of the metro area, but you can toss that excuse out the door. They're not going to use that as an excuse. They're going to be ready to go, and we've got to do the same.
And Coach Begeman's squad, certainly competitors. Now, what will it take for you guys to get into a rhythm on both sides of the basketball early on tonight?
I think establishing ourselves defensively. That defense is going to play into our offense. We can talk all these different ways we can score, but unless we stop the team from scoring more, it's going to be tough to win. So that's something that we really need to make sure. Shoot, on Tuesday night we score 64 points and we still lose by 14 because we gave up 78. So, that's it's going to be tough to beat a team scoring 78 points, and that's something. This is a team that is capable of shooting ball from all over the place, and we got to have a lot of guys step up in various roles to be able to slow different guys down, and we'll ask a lot of our kids, and I know that they're ready for the challenge.
Hey, outscoring the opponent, that's fundamental basketball, but it's also winning basketball. Last question for you. This is kind of an obvious question to ask, but this is the last game of the year for you guys at home. How motivated are these guys to go out on top tonight?
I think knowing that we're going to be on the road for the SODAC 16, it certainly adds a little level of, I don't want to say importance, but kind of to the final game that these guys get. We've got 6 seniors who have built an incredible legacy here, and that's something that we talk about with all of our athletes is what type of a legacy do you want to leave? And this is their send-off tonight, you could say, as they leave Riggs for the final time, and we want to make it out as special as it can be, and we know they're going to go out there and compete with a lot of heart and a lot of passion, and just playing really quality team basketball, Governor basketball, and leaving just that final mark on their legacies.
Can't wait to see a solidification of that legacy tonight, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Pre-game ceremonies underway here at Riggs High School. Always love the beautiful rendition of the national anthem by the TF Riggs High School Pep Band, and that was their final performance of the basketball season. They've done a phenomenal job all year long, and cannot wait to see them again next year. But for now, it's time to get down to brass tacks. In just a moment, we will meet the starting lineup for both the Govs and the Rough Riders. Our scoreboard courtesy of American Family Insurance and the Brittany Shovelbind Agency here on YouTube. Thank you to Brittany and American Family Insurance for sponsoring our scoreboard each and every game. And now let's meet the Rough Riders. First up, number 0, Dang Quick. CJ Schmaus, number 2, a 5'9" junior guard, shortest player on the starting lineup. Number 10, Memphis Bylander, and he did play in the JV game not that long ago. Akeem Moko, number 11, a 6'5" senior forward, the tallest player on this starting roster. And number 21, Micah Kranzler, joins the fray. That's your starting lineup for the Roosevelt Rough Riders. And now for the final time this season at home, time to meet your Pierre Governors boys starting lineup.
And now, clean and white on your feet and bring the ruckus. These are your Governors starters.
First up, number 4, Sawyer Sonnenschein. And boy, he's had a spectacular year with some spectacular moments thus far. Number 5, Eladio Simmental, 6'1" guard. There's the sharpshooter Dawson Getz, hot off the heels of an 18-point performance against Jefferson. Lincoln Dilgis back in the starting lineup for the Govs per usual. And finally, number 23, the star player Luke Olson. And what a season he's had in what's going to be his final home game of his career. Looking for a star-studded performance tonight. The fading embers of February are beginning to flicker away, but we've got one more round of basketball to bring to you right here on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. And we're gonna do it one more time at home for the boys. Here we go. Rough Riders, Govs. It's on. Pierre wins the opening tip, and this packed crowd, here at Riggs High School immediately voices their pleasure. Luke Olson from the right side, goes to Dawson Getz. Olson gets it right back. He's gonna fake the handoff to Simmental. tries to go inside. Dill just can't hold it, and it's taken away by Kranzler. So an early stand by the Roosevelt defense. This Rough Riders team entering at 8-11 overall, number 11 seed currently in the South Dakota AA basketball standings. CJ Schmaus to the corner. Dang quick, back to Schmaus. Left side, Kranzler's got it. Kranzler able to kick it back out to Schmaus. Now here's Quick, three-point shot, got it. Dang quick with a triple. And just like that, the Rough Riders are on top 3-0. 7-11 to go in the first quarter. And I'm not talking about the gas station. Sun and Shine, high post to Dilgis. Mid-range J, money. Lincoln Dilgis pulls his best Lee Corso and says, not so fast, my friend. I've got a response. It's 3-2. Now the ball in the hands of Kranzler. Kranzler tries to go to Quick, and he traveled. Early turnover for the Rough Riders. And that is something that Mitch Pregame is a big proponent of not doing. He is all about discipline when it comes to this offense, and that's a turnover that he does not want to see, especially at this juncture of the season. Semental rolls past half court. On the far side, goes to Sun and Shine. Here comes the triple. Here comes the boom. Sawyer Sun and Shine gets his first triple of the game. We've called him the spark plug of this team before, and that was a truly electrifying moment. 5-3 Governors, 6:25. Kranzler for three. No good off the iron. Rebounded by Semental. Govs on top by two, looking to add to it. There's Sun and Shine again. Now to Dilgis. Dilgis puts up a shot off the glass. No good. Heavily contested by Kranzler. Rebound taken by Moko. Now a fast break for the Rough Riders. Inside, tough shot, and somehow went in. How about that from CJ Schmaus? Shortest player on the team, but he played like he was 6'6" that time. 5-5. Semental left side, in the post. Spins, pirouette, shoots and scores. Eladio Semental with the and one. They are just going to rule it as a regular two, actually. Thought there was a foul there, but that was not what they called. Even still, that'll make it 7-5 Governors. So Roosevelt does have the basketball. They haven't added that score yet, so I'm not sure what the holdup is on that. Unless I missed a travel on that occasion. Either way, we're going to say it's 5-5 for now. Here's a runner-up and no good from Dang Quick. Rebound taken by Sun and Shine and gets. Olsen on the block, off the glass, no good. Gets, can't quite secure the rebound. And it looks like it'll be Roosevelt basketball. So Roosevelt takes over. And I believe that was indeed what took place on that last play. When I was referring to the travel, I believe that's why they didn't count the score, as it looks like Roosevelt will make a quick substitution. Bylander checks out, and we'll see the first look at Isaiah Gehring for Roosevelt. So Gehring in. 5:25 to go in the first quarter. The score is indeed tied at 5-5. Apologize for the earlier mistake on the Semental 2. So Semental thus far still scoreless. Inside. And that pass, and then a shot no good from Schmaus, and a heck of a block by Luke Olsen. And this will be Pierre basketball. Or no, excuse me, it'll be Roosevelt basketball. And no, well, they're still trying to figure out whose basketball it is. And finally, it will be Roosevelt who will say, yes, it's ours. And now we'll see another substitution. A lot of switching of players early on. This is Jameer Tiger. And that is indeed his last name. Carter Shovelbein joins the fray for the Governors. Also, Carson Hoynes has checked in for Roosevelt. Missed that one a second ago, but Hoynes checks in. 5:10 to go in this first quarter. So a lot of different players already on the floor for Roosevelt. Here's a corner three, up and away, and no good from Tiger. Rebounded by Olsen. And a foul was committed by Roosevelt on the rebound attempt. So it'll be Pierre basketball regardless. Inbound pass coming up from Luke Olsen. Full court press being used by Roosevelt. Olsen right through the teeth of the defense, fakes the pass and puts up a shot and puts it in. What a play by Luke Olsen. He just ran right through the defense and took it right to the basket. That is a signature Luke Olsen play, and that's the kind of magic that he can provide. 7-5 Governors and a chance at a three-point play right here. Olsen had 17 points against Jefferson on Tuesday as he sinks the free throw. Now an 8-5 Governors lead A lot of that for Olsen came in the second half. Here's Schmaus, still in the game, right side to Tiger. Back to the top to Gehring, and the ball out of bounds, tipped by Olsen. This will remain in the hands of the Rough Riders. And Gehring will inbound it for the Riders and go quickly to Schmaus. CJ Schmaus, right side to Tiger. Tiger at the top of the key, gets a screen from Hoynes. Bounce pass inside. Schmaus gets lit up by Olsen, but still put it in. Tough shot on Schmaus, but he did not back down from the pressure. And it's the CJ Schmaus clubhouse for Roosevelt in the early going. And Schmaus is having a lot of fun inside. He's got 4 and a chance to get 5 on this three-point play as Dane Quick is discussing strategy with his coaching staff. Chance for a tie game and 2 straight three-point plays, 1 from the Govs and 1 from the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Schmaus' second, or rather first, goes in. And that'll give him 5. Schmaus checks out. And we'll get our first look at another new player for Roosevelt. This is number 23. That is Bryson Skogsberg. So Skogsberg, I should say, is now in the game for Roosevelt. Again, a lot of different depth pieces being utilized for Roosevelt. Shuffle bind at Dilgis, mid-range J, no good up against the baseline. Rebounded by Dane Quick, and here he goes. Dane Quick on the run, quickly to the outside. And that pass goes right into the bleachers. Isaiah Gehring made a miscalculation and threw it right to a couple of fans over there. That's one of those plays where it just went a little bit too fast, and I don't think Roosevelt was ready for it. Here's a home run ball up ahead to Getz. Getz stops, pulls up for 3, and buries it. Turn the tables, Dawson Getz. His first triple of the game. He went off against Roosevelt on Tuesday with a bevy of three-point shots, and he just added another one. Tiger to Quick. Off the side of the iron, no good. And Hoynes had the rebound. Sonnenschein was trying to collect it, and it looks like he may have fouled. Inbound pass coming up. It wasn't a foul, actually. It was just that Sonnenschein was out of bounds, and apparently he touched the basketball. So that wasn't a foul on that swipe attempt. Inbound pass, wide open three-point shot. Skogsberg puts it in. And Skogsberg with a triple to bring this to an 11-11 basketball game. 3:50 to go in the first quarter. These teams are trading heavyweight blows. Gets right side, hesitates, and gives it off to Shufflebein. Shufflebein tried to find Olsen. It's out of bounds, and this will be Roosevelt basketball on a Shufflebein turnover. That was a sheer miscalculation. Olsen was not quite open. I think Shufflebein got a little too eager that time. Decided to try to get the pass off a bit sooner than he wanted to, and it resulted in the turnover. Tie game at 11 apiece. Hoynes going across to Tiger. Long range 3 off the front of the iron, no good. Gets with the rebound. Gets has some space. Gets with room, and he double dribbled. Getz was trying to take it right to the hoop and ended up picking up the basketball. And that's a rare mistake from number 10. He does not do that very often. Turnover for Pierre and basketball for Roosevelt. Game remains tied at 11. Skogsberg already with 1-3. Goes to the left side to Hoynes. Tiger now finds Gehring inside. Skogsberg, tough shot, no good. Rebounded by Getz. Good defense by Dilgis that time. Shufflebein right side. Moves back, hands off to Olsen. Olsen guarded by Gehring. Finds Getz. Getz, he pulls up for another 3. Dawson Getz is something special tonight. Already 2 long 3s in this first quarter. 14-11 Governors. He is playing nastier than Shrek 5's animation right now, as that one's off the glass and good from Skogsberg, leaving me so stunned I can't even talk. 14-13, Luke Olsen's got it. Olsen now to Sonnenschein. He's got some room, instead goes to Shufflebein for 3, no good. Dilgis can't get the rebound, but Sonnenschein can. Bounce pass goes right through Dilgis' hands. Had a chance at an open shot, but he couldn't secure it. And that'll send in Eladio Simmental and Caden Aharts for Sonnenschein and Dilgis. The Olsen, Shufflebein, Getz, Simmental, and Aharts are the 5 on the floor for Pierre. Govs on top, 14-13 over Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Final game at home of the regular season for the Pierre Governors and of the season in general, because they are not going to be playing at home in the Sodak 16. That has already been locked up and gets fouled Skogsberg on his way to the hoop. So what a start here for Bryson Skogsberg. Doesn't always make the biggest impact, but he has found some success against this Pierre defense early on. Skogsberg, a 6'3" sophomore, one of the younger players on this varsity roster, but he is taken to this game like a fish takes to water. And he makes his first free throw. He's now got 6 points already in this first quarter. That leads all Roosevelt scorers thus far. We'll see if he can keep that up, but this is certainly a positive sign. Game tied at 14 with 2:10 to go in the first quarter. Free throw number 2 for Skogsberg is off the iron. No good this time. Aharts with the rebound. And we are all knotted up at 14. Olsen back at the logo, signaling out the offense. Right side, Semental's open. He takes the 3. He makes the 3. Shake the earth, Eladio Semental. 17-14 Governors. And the three-point shots are raining in early and often in this one. Govs back on top by 3. Schmaus inside. Skogsberg off the glass. Somehow got it to go. Bryson Skogsberg now with 8. He is just having his way in the paint and from outside the arc. Olsen, right side. He's racing right to the hoop. Instead has to backtrack. Pass is deflected right up in the air. It goes off of Akeem Moko, who's back in the game. As is Schmaus after a couple of substitutions. Dill just comes in for Getz. Ball out of bounds, and Pierre will retain possession. 1:28 to play in our first quarter of action. And Getz is throwing up the 5 fingers, getting ready for the side-in play. Semental thought about the 3, instead goes to Shufflebein. Now to Olsen. Shufflebein tries to get a screen for Luke, can't. Olsen still trying to find some screen, lost the basketball out of bounds. Great defense by C.J. Schmaus. He just found a way to put Olsen out of his comfort zone, and he fought through a couple of screens that time to make sure that Olsen was uncomfortable outside the arc, and it led to a turnover. Credit to the Roosevelt defense early on, and credit to Schmaus, who goes inside. A foul on the floor. This will lead to an inbound pass. That's the 4th team foul on Pierre in this first quarter. Foul on Lincoln, or rather Caden Aharts, his first. Nobody yet for Pierre in foul trouble. Olsen with 1, Semental with 1, Getz with 1, and Aharts with 1. Schmaus checks out, and Tiger in the game, as is Dane Quick. Tiger inbound pass right to his man, and he scores. Akeem Moko puts it in the basket, and Moko makes it 18-17 Rough Riders. Here's Aharts. Caden Aharts right side, got a little bit of space on his defender that time, Memphis Bylander. Semental back out to Olsen. Olsen, laser pass inside, it's intercepted, taken away by Jameer Tiger. And Tiger roars on his way to the basket, but can't put it in. Great work by Luke Olsen on defense. Ahart's back the other way. Here comes the shot. He drains it. It's a long 2 for Caden Ahart's. Foot was on the line, but it is 19-18 Governors. And what a shot by Caden Ahart's. He's the king of hearts early on with his first bucket. Here's Moko. Akeem Moko, dream shake on his way to the basket. Looking like Akeem Olajuwon. 20-19 Roosevelt. 13 seconds to go in the quarter. Aharts almost went too fast. Able to get it back to Olsen. Shot clock turned off. Down to 6. Olsen right to the hoop. Off the glass. Scores! And 1, Luke Olsen. And just like that, the Govs immediately take the lead back. Boy, are they playing with a lot of guts so far. Chance at a 3-point play and to make it a 2-point Governors lead. Sutton Sonnenschein is going to come in briefly for Eladio Semental. We'll see if he remains on the hardwood for the second quarter. 4.3 left in this first quarter. Olsen looking to make it 6 points, and he does. 22-20 Governors. Last play of the quarter for Roosevelt, as there was a miscommunication on the inbound. Not sure what that was about. Now the inbound for real. Bounce past the Tiger. Got to heave one up from half court. He does. And it's off the glass, no good. What a dramatic, sensational first quarter here in the capital city. Your Governors on top 22-20 over the Roosevelt Rough Riders. And we got another 3 quarters on the way. Second quarter action on tap when we come back in 1. You're listening in to Pierre Governors Basketball on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
Ferding Electric and their team of electricians have been serving the electrical needs of Central South Dakota for over 60 years. For fast, dependable service, call Ferding Electric. For free estimates, commercial, residential, and farm wiring, you'll find a large selection of light bulbs, including the hard-to-find fluorescent bulbs. Ferding Electric at 2903 East Elizabeth Street in Pierre. They'll do the job right the first time. Call 605-224-8684. Ferding Electric, 605-224-8684.
Welcome back to the capital city. Dylan Simmons on the call, just about set for second quarter action between your Pierre Governors and the Roosevelt Rough Riders in boys basketball action. Roosevelt averages 54.5 points per game. They give up 55.1 points per game on average. Meanwhile, Pierre, they score 56.6 points per game on average and give up 60.6. Some of that probably inflated due to the game against Jefferson on Tuesday night, in which they gave up 78, which was close to a season high. But the Govs, they've been putting that behind them so far, and they are looking mighty efficient early on. Caden Ahart's fall-away three, no good. Simmental can't get the rebound. Rebound taken by Roosevelt. Good work by Hoynes that time to just box out Ahart's. And now it's Dang Quick. And Dang, he's been good so far. Hoynes in the near corner, back to the outside. Schmaus finds Quick. Quick guarded by Getz, right back to Schmaus. Schmaus to Quick again. Those two can't find a lot of separation though. Hoynes almost had that thing poked away. Sonnenschein still racing after it. Hoynes hits the deck. Tie up. Let's see who the arrow goes to. It looks like it is going to be Roosevelt basketball. So they got away with one that time, as Hoynes was getting all sorts of trouble from Sawyer Sonnenschein. Inbound pass coming up for the team in gold. Roosevelt 8-11 on the season. Had an 0-5 start to the year, but they have made up for it big time. Three-point shot is no good from Isaiah Gehring. Rebound is loose, ball out of bounds, and Pierre will take possession. Last touch by the Riders. But they started 0-5 on the season, did Roosevelt. Made a heck of an effort to come back, and now they find themselves at 8-11, right there in the thick of the Sodak 16. Eladio Simmental almost lost the thing, got it back to Getz. Sonnenschein's open for three, money! Sawyer Sonnenschein with his second triple. Shake the earth, young man. 25-20 Governors, and Roosevelt back on the back pedal, down by 5. Inside pass to Hoynes. Bullet pass inside. Schmaus in the post. Gets double teamed. Chucks one up to Kranzler. Kranzler no good. Hoynes with the rebound. Foul committed. And it is going to be against Pierre. So this will lead to a Roosevelt inbound pass. But you see the fast pace that these two teams are playing in early on in the second quarter. Roosevelt and their head coach, Mitch Pregame, no stranger to slower starts, not just to a season, but to a career. Pregame, in his first year as Roosevelt head coach, went 1-24. Questioned if he even deserved to be a head coach. Ended up staying with the program, and eventually he won 2 consecutive state championships, including a perfect 25-0 season back in 2021, which I'm sure a lot of you remember well if you are familiar with South Dakota AA basketball. Missed shot there. Dang Quick's got it. After the offensive board from the Rough Riders, C.J. Schmaus, bullet pass to the outside. Quick gives it back. Three-point shot. Kranzler, yep. And Micah Kranzler gives the Rough Riders a triple. That is Kranzler's first basket of the game, 25-23 Pierre. And just like that, it's a one-possession game once again. Olsen near the baseline, guarded by Schmaus. Weird reverse shot, got it back, gives it up. Simmental, the floater, no good. Hoynes with the rebound. Missed chance for Pierre on that possession as Hoynes gets it back. And Carson Hoynes has been a rebounding machine for Roosevelt in the early going. Schmaus at the top, right side to Gehring. Isaiah Gehring, back to Schmaus. He's been conducting this offense like Sir Topham Hatt. Here's Gehring, up over his head, he puts it in. He was holding that basketball way up in the air and still found a way to not travel and get it in. Simmental got stripped of the basketball by Schmaus. It goes way up in the air as Sonnenschein dove after it. And glad that nobody got hurt on that exchange because there were some tough shots taken. And we'll see some substitutions on the floor as Roosevelt gets possession of the basketball. Bryson Skogsberg is back in. We'll see Kranzler check out. And it is a 25-25 basketball game. This game, it just continues to excite and amaze, and we're far from done. 5:21 to go in the second quarter. Schmaus, bounce pass to Quick. Quick on that far left side. Back to Schmaus, who's gonna pull up for three, and he drains it off the glass, takes a fall after the fact. 28-25 as C.J. Schmaus has 8. And Roosevelt with 8 unanswered points in this second quarter. Sonnenschein to Luke Olson. Pass to Lincoln Dilgis. It pulls up for a mid-range J. No good. Off the front of the iron. Ball is poked away. Last touch by Pierre as Skogsberg took a bit of a shot that time. And this will lead to an inbound pass for Roosevelt. Back to Mitch Pregame, though. We were talking about how he had that 1-24 season, ended up becoming a 2-time state champion. He's been at Roosevelt for 9 years, and he set a lot of records, not just in his coaching career, but also in his playing days. He was the all-time leading scorer for O'Gorman, was 9th all-time on the USD men's basketball scoring list. He's a basketball legend here in South Dakota, and he's earned his stripes. Here's Hoynes, gives it up to Quick. Quick feeds it to the left side. Hoynes gets it back. Three-point shot, standing up, he puts it right in. He did not even leave the ground on that three-point shot, and he still drained it. 31-25, that pass nearly intercepted by Skogsberg. A foul committed, and it looks like it's gonna go against Skogsberg. Got there a little too early. But what a three-point shot by Hoynes that last time, 31-25. And Pregame arguing the call, he doesn't like it. As Pierre sends in Carter Shufflebein for Luke Olson, who heads to the bench. Governors do have the basketball. 4:16 to go in the second quarter, but down 6. They've given up 11 unanswered. Shufflebein to Getz. He pulls up for three. In and out, no good. What a rebound by Shufflebein. Tries to keep it alive, but can't. Now the ball's loose again. Getz comes up with it. Dilgis has it. Dilgis left side. Sonnenschein on a weird jump ball pass. Able to get it before Schmaus. Offense resets at the logo. New shot clock, 25 seconds left. And that's going to be an offensive foul against Pierre, I believe. Either way, it's a turnover. And this will lead to Memphis Bylander checking back in. Actually, looks like it was just an illegal screen by Pierre. Didn't get an official signal that time. But either way, it's Roosevelt basketball. Timeout taken by Brianna Kustler on the floor with 3:49 to go in the second quarter. This is going to be a 30-second timeout. We'll stick with the action right here on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Dylan Simmons on the call. Roosevelt on top, 31-25. And the story of this second quarter has been the Rough Riders coming out hot, really embodying the spirit of Teddy Roosevelt and showing their stuff minute in and minute out. And they've been led by C.J. Schmaus, Bryson Skogsberg, and Carson Hoynes in that effort. Pierre has just not had their usual scores find their mark in this second quarter. And Pierre's been known to have some lulls in games at points. Quick starts marred by tough middle portions of the game, and it's beginning to happen once again right here. But this is something that Brianna Kustler and this team, they're no stranger to. They know very well what can happen if you let that happen. And they are doing everything they can to make sure that isn't the case, and I'm sure that's part of the reason why she called that timeout, was to make sure that Pierre didn't get out of the right frame of mind. Dang Quick, over to Tiger. Tiger's three, no good. That ball deflected by Bylander, and a foul committed by Roosevelt, it looks like. And we'll get an eye on who this was on. No, it's going to be against Pierre, my apologies. And that's a shocker for the Governors. Looks like it's going to go against Dawson Getz, his second, and that is not ideal for number 10 in this early portion of the game. So Bylander instead to the free throw line. I thought he would be the one charged with the foul. I'd have to watch that back, but there was a decent amount of contact on both sides. So Bylander about to put up his second. And no good. He got the first one. Hoynes fights for the rebound but can't get it. Simmental comes up with it. Here's Sawyer Sonnenschein. Back at the logo for now. Luke Olson not in the game. Over to Carter Shovelbein, who slipped for a second. Managed to keep his feet. Over to Dilgis. He doesn't go for three, but Sonnenschein does. Decides against it this time. Thought about pulling up. Puts up a runner. It's no good. Ball bouncing around, and Dane Quick with the rebound. And Roosevelt wants to go. They go quickly to Skogsberg. Skogsberg to the corner. Bylander for three. And Memphis Bylander is roaring like the mighty Mississippi on that one. 3-point shot, 35-25. And it is a 15-point unanswered run for the Rough Riders. Dawson gets on the right side over to Simmental. Govs down by 10 all of a sudden. Simmental, fall away shot, got it. Tough shot for Eladio Simmental off the glass. And that was desperately needed to break that 15-point unanswered run in this packed environment here at Riggs High School. Bylander wanted the three again. Instead goes back to the outside to Hoynes. Now to Tiger. Jameer Tiger over to Dane Quick. Quick puts up a runner. No good. Got his own rebound. Back out to Hoynes. Now a three-point shot. Skogsberg. No good. Ball bouncing around. Tipped by Hoynes. Out of bounds. Pierre basketball. And we'll see three new players come in for Roosevelt. Looks like C.J. Schmaus is back out, as is Akeem Moko and Isaiah Garang. Luke Olson also back out for the Governors. So it's Sonnenschein, Aharts, Simmental, Getz, and Olson for Pierre. 2:12 left in the first half. Screen for Olson. Top of the post. Now a three-point shot coming up. Eladio, no good. Olson tries to tip it back and can't. Moko with the rebound. C.J. Schmaus now has it. And Roosevelt's on top by 8 in the metaphorical catbird seat. Schmaus left side. In control of it is Garang. Isaiah Garang over to Skogsberg. Garang gets it back. Garang driving. Puts up a short shot. No good, and rebounded by Getz. And Pierre will reset on offense once more. Sonnenschein backs up. Gives the players a chance to collect their thoughts, and Caden Aharts puts up a three. Aharts with yet another long-distance shot. He had a near three earlier. This time it's a no-doubt triple. 35-30, and just like that, it's a 5-point Rough Rider lead. Bylander back to Schmaus. Here's Skogsberg, and he traveled. Inbound pass coming up for the Governors, and another mistake from Roosevelt. They have struggled with turnovers in this game, as Jameer Tiger is going to check in for Skogsberg, who has cooled off after a white-hot start in the first quarter. Already 65 combined points between these two teams. We knew that this one could end up as a track meet, and that's what we're getting so far. These two teams with exceptional offenses, and they're just showing it right now. Olson is getting double-teamed, goes to Simmental. Simmental zips it over to Sonnenschein. Sawyer Sonnenschein, 18 on the shot clock, back to Simmental. Directing traffic, finds Olson. He pulls up for three. Off the front of the iron, no good. Bylander with the rebound. And Memphis Bylander checks it back to Schmaus. And Roosevelt gets their offense in motion. And they've used a lot of motion thus far today. Here's Akeem Moko, all the way to the outside to Tiger. Back to Schmaus, dishes it inside. This shot goes in. Isaiah Garang with his first basket of the game, 37-30. Chalk up the assist to C.J. Schmaus. Final half minute of this first half. Shot clock is turned off. Olson gets direction from Brianna Kusler. Goes over to Sawyer Sonnenschein. Olson gonna move out to the left. Now gets the pass from Sonnenschein on the handoff. And he lost it for a second, got back. Still slipping and sliding a bit. Bullet pass to Simmental. Clock down to 4 seconds. Back out to Sonnenschein. A shot blocked at the buzzer. And